All right, hello and welcome. I think I'm going to do this just to make sure that I'm coming through on it, but welcome. We are here live on Wednesday. You all know what Wednesdays mean. It means that you've got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate coming your way. None of that melee, none of that brawl. It's Ultimate Wednesday coming for you. We've got Smash Bros. You're going to get at least 2 matches coming your way as we're starting a little bit early. Dragon, our resident champion here around here in our playoff contender last season, is going to be going here at 2:30. In fact, they're just hopping into the lobby right now, getting that all figured out and the stages picked. And then later, some Warzone, and we'll have a lot of fun that way. But first and foremost, welcome back. Wrong way. Drew, welcome back. Thanks for being here with us again on our Smash Wednesdays. I think that's what we're just going to frame it from now on, the Schminzdays. Schminzdays. How's that sound? You like that?
That works.
Yeah, works for me. Works for me too. But like I said, we've got Smash Bros coming your way. We're gonna have Dragon going first. So Drew, you're gonna get your first taste of your casting career with Dragon coming your way. He's gonna be either, I guarantee you, it's either gonna be Samus or it's gonna be Dark Samus. And really, the only difference in his gameplay is one is a little bit darker than the other, and Dark Samus floats rather than walks on the ground. So it's pretty much the same game style, gameplay, and all that kind of stuff. Just a little bit cooler looking, honestly, in my opinion. But what do you like? What strengths does Samus bring to the board here for Dragon?
Definitely offstage attacks, combos. Samus also has very good. Her grab's also very long range, which is definitely a good thing. Grabs from about good amount of distance, pulls them in, tackle them, you can throw them. That also leads for comboing.
You'll see too that there's also another move that you can make when you do your grab. We like to call it the slappy slap, where basically you'll see Dragon does it. He'll grab them, pull them in, and literally sit there and look like he's spanking them in the face and slap them repeatedly in the face, and then he launches them. It's pretty funny. I'm sure you'll see it at least once here in the match today. For those of you that are just joining in that maybe aren't used to our Smash Wednesdays, our Schminzdays, it is going to be a best of 5 coming your way. It looks like we're actually going to be starting on Pokemon Stadium 2. That is the very classic starting point for us. So we will be starting there, and then we'll go from there and figure out what stage we're going to go to. Drew, what advantages is Dragon going to be able to have here on Pokemon Stadium 2?
So, Pokemon Stadium 2 has a, on the edges, there's a slant, kind of like a dip or a corner that you can get them under there and attack them. You can launch them from the corner down to spike. Definitely a good advantage to have. Spikes are always a great thing to see. So that's definitely one of the good things to look for on this map.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, and like we've talked about before, and I'm sure our loyal viewers at home, you, the viewers, know from watching Dragon in the past that the offstage play will be abundant today. He loves to get off stage. He loves his spikes. He loves, I'm going to be completely honest, he loves the flashy finishes. So if he's going to get off, a lot of times you're going to see, sometimes it comes back to bite him and he loses a stock because of it, but a lot of times on that last stock of his opponent, you'll see him try to get off stage and get that flashy spike to happen. And most of the time he does connect on it. Pretty solid player here for GHC. I will say that Pokemon Stadium 2 is one that he usually goes to. I want to say it's Final Destination, but it's not Final Destination. Drew, what's the stage where it's like a cylinder in the middle and there's a ton of negative space around it? It looks like it almost has one of those like glass, like all the pieces of glass put together around it and all that stuff. You'll probably see it if Dragon chooses a stage.
I think that's Kalos Tower.
It might be. There's a lot of room to play around it. Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of room to play around it, but it looks like we're heading into our first round.
3, 2, 1, go!
I remember quick enough, but Drew, I think that we're in for a treat because we've got Wolf versus Samus. I thought the Bruin Esports team sounded familiar. This might be who Dragon lost to in playoffs last season.
great start.
Am I coming through? Can you hear me, Drew?
I can hear you.
Gotcha. Okay. Did you hear me say that this is possibly his playoff matchup that he had last season?
I did. This should be a good match.
I would have to check because there's something weird when I'm in this room doing my camera with my microphone, but it looks like they're... And I think Wolf was the character that gave him the fits last time too, as he's already starting to play much better. It's Audrey from Bruin Esports played much better than a lot of other opponents have done so far and taken a stock from Samus first.
Samus definitely needs to watch out for Wolf's dash attack. Definitely a brutal attack. There you go.
So this is not, it is a playoff matchup. Oh, the double elimination. I love this. This is a recap of the playoff matchup for Dragon last year, but it was not the one that he lost in. It was not the quarterfinals match he lost in. It was actually the match before that. So he won his match 3-2 against Audrey, who he's playing right now. So we'll see if he's able to repeat that and get the victory again against Audrey. Definitely a little bit of an uphill battle in front of him right now for this first round, being high in damage already and already down to the last stock. But very doable for Dragon. Whew. So, hey, good opponent sitting here in front of Dragon. Very good opponent. Plays a great Wolf. So it's going to be a good matchup. I'm excited for that. There's been a lot of matchups that haven't been, I guess, so as exciting for Dragon sometimes. So this is always fun to see. I love to see Dragon getting really good competition early in the year too. So it just sharpens their skills and really gets them into kind of that playoff mentality before playoffs even start. Drew, drop the first one, obviously. What does he got to do to be able to rebound from here? What are some things that you picked up on that it's like, we might want to change this?
If you noticed during that fight, Wolf did a lot of the dash, which comboed right after another, which he kind of struggled to get out of there. I feel like if he would have done an up special during that, he would have been able to possibly get out of that combo. He also needs to watch out for the dash Wolf has. It is a very, very brutal move and does good amounts of damage.
Gotcha. Yeah, and the speed. The speed of Wolf kind of takes away a little bit of the power and finesse of Samus. Like you talked about, one of the best moves for Samus is those grabs. And if he's not able to grab him because he's moving around too fast, that puts Dragon at a deficit. So we will see if he's able to bounce back here. I believe that we're just figuring out what stage to go to. We might be going right back to Pokemon Stadium, but we will see what happens there. No, they're going through their bands right now. Okay, cool. So it looks like we're going to probably get, I would assume, some variation of Samus. So either Samus or Dark Samus from Dragon. And if I remember correctly, Audrey ran with Wolf the entire time too. So we could very much see the fact that we're going to see that as the matchup for the rest of the time. And it looks like you were correct, Drew. It is Kalos. That is that stage that Dragon loves to go to, and I believe that they actually just selected to go to that one for this next round. So we should probably see a lot of off-stage play here for Dragon, which could be beneficial for him because Wolf's speed could be a detriment off the stage trying to get back on. So yeah, as you can see, there's kind of that tower right there, that cylinder tower. And then as Dragon kind of displays right there already, there is a lot of room off stage right there to be able to play with. So fully expect Samus to try and take advantage of that. Oh, and he's going to be able to get that first stock right there. And so that's kind of the typical combos and everything that you grow to expect from Dragon and Samus. So we'll see if we get some more of that coming. Stay alive. Nice. Way to avoid. Oh, so you're going to get... Actually, wow. I'm pretty impressed with the off-stage play from Wolf too, so this could be a really back and forth battle with that.
That definitely was very impressive.
Yeah, I thought that Wolf got too far down right there and wasn't going to be able to recover, but sure was able to. And the reflections of Samus's blast is really going to come into play, I think, the rest of this match too. Whew. Just back and forth. It looked like there was actually a reflect coming right there, but just not perfectly timed by Wolf, which goes to the advantage of Samus. And we're going to be down to the last stock here for Wolf. High in damage for Dragon, so the ultimate goal is to see if you can at least get some chunk of damage done before you lose this stock. And there's going to be a reflect right there. So it's an absolute mono-e-mono game here coming, and so that combo coming right out of the gates for Dragon is going to be, hopefully, a difference maker for him here on these last stocks. There it was. Do you see it, Drew? The slappy slap?
Yeah, it was nice.
Gets the grab and then spanks his face a couple times, basically. Whew. Combos coming left and right from both. Slappy slap.
Nice.
Oh no!
Oh man.
Wow, just the perfect time right there. I'm sure that Dragon probably felt it right when he left go of it. Back and forth once again. This is some good Smash Bros coming your way. Really good battles and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be it's a battle in front of Dragon that I don't think he's faced really before, going down 2 rounds to none, because even when he lost, he was actually up 3. He was up 2-1 and ended up dropping the next 2 for that one. So I don't know if I've actually ever seen Dragon get down to 0 or 0-2, but definitely if there is somebody that can do it, the reverse sweep is something that Dragon is capable of. Oh man, actually Drew, we're going to get right back into action right away. We're staying on Kalos. seems like along with Wolf's speed, he's got a really good recovery time too. A lot of times you'll see Samus hits that ball of energy right there, and he usually stuns his opponents for well enough time to be able to get the grab on him too. But right there, he was pretty much snapped out of his stun instantly almost.
Gotta be careful for his deflect, though.
Yeah. And there it was right there. Luckily recovers in enough time to be able to get the recovery off stage. I think one thing that you're seeing is that Dragon's looking to get that. Oh my goodness. Dragon's looking to try and get that energy shot while Wolf is off stage, which I think that it'll be detrimental for him to use his deflect right there. That could be a spot that we see him use that more.
Dragon's also got to be careful. Another thing that deflect can do is it can deflect his rockets back as well.
Woo! Good combos right there to get right back into basically evened up. Ooh, good. See if you can keep him off stage. Oh, wow.
Oh.
Wow. All the way across stage. My goodness. So he's going to want to try and get Wolf as quick as he can. There we go. So in a good spot still here. 26 is not a lot of damage, especially with the combos that Samus can bring out. But he's got to get off to a good start here on the stock. That will be it. Looking for a big combo here from Dragon to be able to get even back up with things. Really, honestly, really great defense from this Wolf character that we've been seeing.
Yes.
And I think knows a little bit of Dragon's strength, as Dragon's been trying to kind of bait him off stage, and they have not taken that bait.
Another perfect deflect on my.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
man.
That deflect is just so quickly up.
The lot of
Just a great reaction time, honestly, there from Audrey. Fantastic matches, all back and forth, all down to the wire. And Drew, honestly, for the first time, the sweep happens and not in favor of Dragon. Very interesting, but I don't think we can take anything away. Like, that's one of those instances where I think Audrey played a fantastic game. Like, just across the board, deflects were good and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, as the lights go down, obviously, I think recognized Dragon's name, did a little bit of research, and knew what the strengths were and what they had to stay away from. So, man, that was just, I don't know. Just, I'm still so shocked. I just haven't seen that happen to Dragon before. So kudos to Audrey from Bruins Esports, and luckily for Dragon, they're now 1-1 in their series between him and Audrey. But luckily for Dragon, his win has come a little bit bigger as his came in playoffs, and his season was able to continue from that. This one, although it does put a loss into the, it puts one into the loss column for him, which he did not have last season through the regular season. It's not detrimental, and it just moves him down in the rankings a little bit. So he should be able to rebound from that. Drew, what do you think that, what really, honestly, let's focus on what did Audrey do so well that put Dragon in a really tough spot?
The deflex, the perfect deflex as well. You saw that when her shield would kind of pop. The combos, the blaster, and then the dashes.
Yeah, I was actually fairly impressed with how they used their dash off stage to be able to get back onto stage so quickly, and you could definitely tell that their goal was to get back on stage as fast as they could, because they probably remember and know that Dragon is a guru off stage. So really well played right there. I think from Dragon's perspective, I think next week we see a good bounce back from him. He hasn't had as much play time as everybody else. He had an early bye week 1, maybe. Yeah, I think he had an early bye week 1, and had a quick match last week, so not as much rust knocked off for him. So hopefully that'll continue to go for him, and we'll be rolling there and all that kind of stuff. We should be having, let's see, what time do I got on? I got 2:53, so I'm going to check and make sure to see if we've got a couple of our players who have had, because as we all know, there are times that maybe something comes up for somebody and they're not able to play and we get some no-shows. So hopefully that is not what is going to happen today. But we should have Luke should be getting ready for his match. Carson should be getting ready for his match also. And we'll see, hopefully, those are going to be transpiring. I always have to remember who's in what group. It looks like, nope, that's not the right one. Who is in 2? Aha, there's Brendan. That's Leda. Somebody's in 20, I believe. Aha, Luke. So it looks like Luke's opponent will be present, so we should at least for sure have a match coming our way at 3 o'clock. A little bit, honestly, a little bit more time in between matches than I was expecting. I wasn't really expecting the sweep right there, but I think we're getting, possibly, I just lost game feed on mine, so I think we're getting a little bit of switch over of who is being on the stream. I'm going to see if I can find something to chuck at my lights. I hit it. I hit the light. It just didn't register, I guess. Oh my goodness. Drew, this is an ongoing thing. Here we go. We even moved offices, but this was an ongoing thing with us even in the other office. Always having to work on those motion sensors. I swear, they're not super strong and they go extremely quick. But anyways, Drew, we'll pick up where we left off last week. Let's see. Who is your least favorite character to face?
So depending on who I'm playing, if I'm playing one of my friends, he mains Little Mac, and I can barely touch the ground when he plays. He'll 3-stock me before not even like 2 minutes in.
Punches and bunches.
Mm-hmm.
Sending out the punches and bunches. So I just got word that it is going to be Carson. So Blaston is going to be hanging out with us on stream. So we should be seeing Rob once again. And it looks like they're getting ready to set up some lobbies and get that going and all that kind of stuff. And then, sorry, I get emails like crazy now. But so Rob is going to be coming our way. Drew, what did we see from Rob last week? 2 weeks ago? Last week. What did we see from Rob last week that we're excited to see again this week?
The use of the gyro, the laser beams, and the combos.
Yeah, I think, and so those are all three things that you're gonna definitely see from Rob, coming from the gameplay that he game style that he goes with. We'll see if, I guess honestly it really depends on who he goes up against to see. I think Rob is mainly definitely a character that has a lot of strengths and a lot of weaknesses against certain characters. So whoever drops in front of him, you can kind of tell, ooh, this is going to be a good matchup, or it's going to be like, ooh, this is going to be definitely an uphill battle. Drew, if you're sitting in Carson's seat right now, you're going to main Rob. Who are you sitting there with your fingers crossed going, I hope they play this person, I hope they play this character, I hope they play them?
So either like Villager, Jigglypuff, or Isabella. Even though those three do have their good moments, they're usually easier to beat because they're such a little character. They're easy to launch.
Gotcha. Jigglypuff is always just so hard with the sleeps. I can't stand getting slept on. But we haven't seen, personally, haven't seen very many Jigglypuffs. I have seen one Isabella, I believe. Not a whole lot of villagers. Not a whole lot of, honestly, not a whole lot of Nesses. I know that our rivals from across the corridor at Centralia, they have a player there that mains Ness, and it's a pretty good Ness over there. So that could be a possibility. Hopefully, a possibility in playoffs, maybe seeing them. But yeah, I would say that probably one of the most popular that we see. We've seen Fox a couple times. We've seen Snake a couple times. I've seen Bowser on the other side of things a couple times, even with Luke using him. Let's see. I'm trying to look through. I'm looking at a picture right now with a bunch of characters on it. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, it's really been a pretty widespread. We saw a couple of Soras pretty quickly after Sora was released. I feel like a lot of people jumped on the Sora train and were checking that out. Our players weren't the biggest fan of that, as they were trying to get used to it. But yeah, I think a good widespread is a lot of people have a lot of different characters that they prefer, game styles, gameplay that they prefer, and all sorts of stuff. So we will see here shortly who Carson is going to be having come their way. It looks like he's just waiting for the arena code to be able to join. Drew, how many playable characters are there in Super Smash Bros? Your options are 70, 150, 55, and 24.
55.
Oh, this isn't going to tell me right. All right, we got to go through the whole thing. Which of these is not a character in Super Smash Bros? And I think this is just asking in general. Nope, I think it's asking for Ultimate and Ultimate. King Dedede, Lucario, Inkling, or Zorgoth the Impenetrable?
Zorgoth.
I don't even know what Zorgoth is. What is Mario's home stage? Peach's Castle, Saffron City, Glasgow's East End, or Planet Zebes?
It's Peach's Castle.
The lead designer of the series voices King Dedede. True or false?
Oh. Honestly, I think that might be true.
We're going to try true. All right, let me update these. I'm going to check and see. So it looks like Carson's hopping into his lobby right now. So let's make sure that we get the right opponent put up onto the board. So I got to check and see what group Carson is. And he is group 16. So we're going to check those matches. Bing. And it looks like Luke is getting ready for his match. So we'll see what goes on there. We're going to be going against Utah State University Eastern. So Ben from Utah State University Eastern, which is interesting because this is the National Junior College Athletic Association. So I'm wondering if that is the junior college branch off of Utah State University. But we're going to go just Utah State for them. Ooh, if I can spell. There we go. Yes. And so Those of you waiting, we've got Blastin' coming up your way here pretty soon. It's going to be the same thing that you saw from Dragon, a best of 5 series. So the first to 3 round victories as the Chokers are looking to right the ship here as Dragon was not able to win their match. So hopefully Blastin' is able to right the ship, and then we should have Sean going in the Intramural League right now. Luke's getting ready for his matchup, and then Brendan's going to be playing his matchup from home a little bit later today. Drew, we'll get back to the trivia as we're waiting for them to pick stage. Which of these is not a real Super Smash Bros. Stage? Port Town Arrow Dive, Port Kernow, Palpitation Beach, or the Exploding Nose Forest?
Exploding Nose Forest?
Interesting, interesting. All right. We'll come back in between games as we're heading into...
3, 2,
So Cloud. Drew, is this a good or a bad matchup for Rob?
This is definitely going to be an A matchup. Cloud is a all-around good character.
And I think he's one of those characters that are like, has so much potential, has a lot of things that you can do with him, so it can really make him a good character if you know how to use him correctly. So you'll see if the skill from Utah State of Ben is able to have a well-rounded Cloud character that he controls, or if Rob's able to out-maneuver him, so to say, even though the maneuverables of Rob are not that fast.
I used to play as Cloud before I got the DLCs. Just to watch him. Blast definitely needs to watch out for his limit.
And so what does that limit bar do for him? It fills up, right?
Yes, once that fills up, he has an option of either doing that move you just saw where it shoots out the beam, it makes it more powerful. He can make his up special more powerful, or he can make his neutral attacks more well.
Oh, nice. So Blast was able to get just enough of Cloud right there to get him outside the blast area of the stage and take the first stock and deal good a little amount of damage right away on the second stock.
Right there was his neutral attack, but with more limit.
Ooh, good. Nice block. There goes the second stock for Ben. So Blastin is able to really start to kind of gain a little bit of ground here, start to create some space between him and Cloud, very close from basically being up a full stock. And right as I say, that's good combos from Cloud.
It comes to me, Cloud's playing a little bit nervous in a way. It kind of seems like he's attacking, his attack is a little interesting, if that's the right word. It seems like he's missing some of the combos he's trying to hit. So it might be nervousness, it might just be accident the wrong button.
Ooh, big gyro right there as Rob was getting recovery. So in a really good spot here as Cloud's pretty close to the brink of losing this last stock. Blastin should have a couple more hits that he can take from Cloud being I would say on the high end of the mid to heavyweights. Oh, never mind. Whew. Oh, good block. Cloud was really starting to get into the groove right there, putting a lot of combos together, so that shield was really clutch for Carson. Oh, and it's going to be enough to send Cloud flying. So Carson is able to pull off the first round victory, which is always a good spot to be. You put yourself in the driver's seat, and all you got to do is put the pedal to the ground. I love it. So Drew, we talked about it. Not an easy matchup whatsoever seeing Cloud coming against Rob, but what was Rob able to do to be able to make that hard matchup for him and go and win it?
He definitely avoided Cloud's limits. As you saw, he was able to dodge some of them, which definitely helps him. As you saw at the last stock, the limit does about 20.6 damage, I want to say, to him. But he avoided that, but he also got him in good combos and got him kind of stuck with that gyro.
Yeah, and I think that I always get a little bit nervous with it, but Rob has a fantastic recovery radius that he can go through. His jets help him out a ton. He's got a lot of fuel in those jets and can make up a lot of ground when he goes. But it always makes me so nervous because I feel like sometimes Blaston just likes to flirt and see how far down he can get without falling off the stage. And like he got pretty close there when he was on his second stock to losing it, and that would have been detrimental losing it that early in it. But it did not, so I can stop worrying about it. Was able to make a lot of really good plays, a lot of really good blocks. Like we talked about, a lot of combos were coming from Cloud there at the end, and he was able to kind of put a fork in that. So that's really good. And so getting up 1-0 is going to be important. What does he need to continue to do or do from here on out to make sure that he's able to grab this victory?
Keep doing those combos and avoid that limit. That limit is basically your worst enemy in this fight. There's no final smashes, but the limit is basically a smaller version of a final smash.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
We see character selections stay the same.
There.
Ooh, just able to outlast the shield a little bit right there. Cloud's gotta be close here.
One good hit from Rob should send him flying.
Yeah, and there it's gonna be right there. So once again takes the lead in the stock category, is able to grab the first one first. Gets the, what do they call it in racing? He gets the whole shot. So he's out to the lead early in the race here, which was a recipe for success for him in the last round. We'll see if that repeats itself here. But really just basically keeping the pressure on Cloud, not letting him land those limits like you were talking about, and just continue to keep the offense coming at him. As you see another good combo right there from him. Gonna survive it? Yes, he is.
That was a great dodge off that limit.
Oh, not able to survive that, but has done a ton of damage already on Cloud's second stock. So still in a good position here. Oh!
He deflected the limit.
He did. Wow, that was huge because not only does he get that stock, deflect him off, but he doesn't take the damage from the limit, which might have honestly sent him flying. So big time move right there from Rob. Oh, not able to recover. So Rob goes off stage. I thought actually what we were going to be seeing was, I know we talked about it with Dragon, but Rob, when he is controlled by Carson, he also likes to go for those spikes too. As he puts his jet thruster basically right through their head. But unfortunate for Cloud, not able to recover right there, but just speaks wonders of Rob right there. Up 2-0. Drew, were you expecting this when you saw Cloud versus Rob?
No, honestly, I was not. I was expecting at least a 1-to-1 at this point.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference is you don't see a lot of Rob mains. You don't see a lot of people say, "I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna get to Smash Elite with Rob. I'm gonna play this much time and all that kind of stuff." Where that is very much the case with Blaston. Rob is his main and almost kind of his only main. To be completely honest, plays with him a ton, and so he plays Rob extremely well. So I think he's just a little bit above the typical Robs that you see with how well he's able to use him and everything. And so the mismatch of Rob and Cloud wasn't there, which actually, Drew, we're going to head into round 3 here. A little bit of a switch up coming for you. So you're going to see Cloud go away from Cloud, so no longer Cloud. Ben is now controlling Link, not Zelda. It is from the Zelda games, but Zelda is the girl. This is Link.
This is definitely going to be a really good matchup.
So what does Ben trade in for Link? Like, what does he lose from Cloud, and what does he gain from Link?
The only really thing Link doesn't have that Cloud does is a limit. In my opinion, Link is a better fighter than Cloud is. And with the combos you can hit with Link, you can do some pretty good damage.
Yeah, I think one of the things that definitely stands out to me already early in this round is the speed that he gains from going over to Link. That is definitely one thing that Rob lacks. I will not say that he's slow by any means. Oh, good up special right there. Wow, fantastic. Once again, is able to grab the first stock, so hopefully we see it repeat of round 1 and 2, and that's a difference maker for him. But as I was saying, Rob is not slow by any means. I wouldn't say that he's on the Bowser side of things of slow, but he does not have speed as his plus category, where Link is possibly looking to use that to their advantage.
Link, we haven't seen it, I don't think I've seen it executed yet, but Link has a up special where he swings his sword upward 3 times, and it does some good damage. You can also, after that, go into a spin attack upward.
That was a nice little, had to have been a crit right there.
There was that move right there.
Blaston has been pretty good so far at being able to limit combos. As you see, Link is looking for him.
Another thing I've noticed is Link hasn't used his bomb once.
Yeah, he's been really heavy with that boomerang and that arrow, as that's really what he's looking for. And I will say that the down special that was coming right there, but Carson was able to catch it this time. Ben has definitely made a good comeback so far, as he's down a stock, but is getting Carson to the brink of losing this one. And it isn't in an awful spot. After that combo, a little bit worse, but 65, 75 isn't an awful spot to be going into this last stock for him, but it's in a good spot for Rob, especially after that combo right there. So a couple of hits away. We'll see if Carson's able to close the deal here. Oh, just barely missed, but he's going to be able to connect there and close the casket right there for Ben. Ooh, that was a good one right off the top of my head. I like that. But Rob is able to, he kind of avenges for Grays Harbor right there, as Dragon was swept in his match to start it. Rob turns around in the form of Blasted and says, you know what, I'm going to bust out the brooms from my closet, and goes for his own sweep. Drew, impressive play from Rob the whole time, really.
Yeah.
Saw two different characters be thrown at him also, and was able to adjust well on that one. So, I mean, really, what do we take away from Rob's performance today that is like, man, he's really hitting his stride in these areas?
His combos. Over the past 2 weeks, I think I've been doing this. I've seen him get better and better each week. And this week, he really brought it out to the table that, hey, I'm here to win and I'm here to play.
Yeah, really, really great combos, and it's really been showcasing early in matches for him. All three of his round victories, he took the first stock, was able to draw first blood there, and in turn was able to win all 3 rounds for him. So really a great performance there, and we obviously we also want to make sure that everybody understands Dragon had a really great performance on his end too. He took Audrey to the brink of losing each one of those rounds. Each one of those rounds was one hit away from going the other way, but we do have to give credit where credit is due. Audrey played a great match against Dragon, hands him his first regular season loss this year. So sometimes you need that first regular season loss to go, all right, I'm back in, here we go, knock this rust off, and here we go. So I fully expect to see Dragon have a really good bounce back next week, and we'll see possibly on stream. It could be Dragon, it could be Carson, it could be Luke, it could be Sean, it's whatever. I think that this week actually what they did over there was a little rock paper scissors to see who was on the stream second. So obviously Blast was able to win and pulls off the win for his squad. Drew, what are you thinking so far? I mean, what was this, week 3? So we're 3 weeks in now. How do you see things playing out? Is you think we've got a good bid to get a couple of different players in the playoffs here?
Honestly, I do, especially with Rob. Rob's that one character that you were saying, you don't really see anyone maining him. But his combos, his specials, and all of that are such good moves. I can see at least him going there.
Yeah.
And then, especially Dragon, like, one bad week, I mean, but he still played amazing.
Yeah.
He lost, but he played amazing. I can definitely see him pulling up with Samus or Dark Samus.
Yeah, for sure. So I think where we sit right now, I haven't quite heard on what Luke's finale is. He could possibly be playing still, so make sure you check out social medias to see how that finishes up. But so we should have Dragon sitting at 1-1. Yeah, because this is the end of week 3, but he had a bye, so he's sitting at 1-1. Carson is now improved to 3-0, which is a great spot to be in his division. Luke was 1-1 going into today, and so was Sean going into today. So for Luke, and Brendan is sitting at 1-2. Has had 2 really tough matchups the last 2 weeks, so we'll see if he's able to bounce back today. So check out social medias for that also. But we'll see if the Chokers are able to grab a couple of spots into the playoffs, as it takes the top 2 from each division. So it's a really competitive pool. It's really tough to get into it. But I think that if the Chokers can get 2 or 3 into that playoff spot, if they can get 3 of the 16 that go into it, that'll be a really good spot to be as a program, and it's doable, very doable. We'll have to see how that goes. Drew, I know that we're we've seen a lot of and are fans of Rob. Blast has been playing fantastic. Was one win away from playoffs last season. Luke was 1 win away from playoffs too, which was unfortunate because they were both in the same division. Not the case this year. So we'll see how that plays off. But Drew, I think that we got you scheduled and inked in to be back with us again next week.
You do.
That's what I like to hear. So be on the lookout. Most likely going to be 3 o'clock again. But hey, we could get another opponent that says, can we play 30 minutes early? So just be ready around this time again next Wednesday. And we should be getting you some Wednesday coming your way. Some win smash. I don't know. We'll come up with something really catchy for it. I'll have it by next week for you. But Drew, we will see you again next week. All of our viewers and fans at home, I'm sure that we'll see you again next week. We'll try and see if maybe we can get Luke or Sean or somebody who hasn't braced their presence on the stream yet and get them going. But most importantly, just thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. And Drew, our viewers, everybody, we'll see you all next time.